Hey guys, I think I stuffed up. Sorry. That's where we're at with that. It's been a week of stuff-ups. At this point, yeah, I don't know. I forgot to set the time in advance. I'm sorry about that. I just pressed the button. Don't know what happened there. You know well enough now what time it is, so not sure. Once it's done, it's sort of done. Apologise for that anyway. That was about what time I set it. Was about 10 past, so 50 minutes ago. So anyway, sorry about that. Hey Dan. 624 Dudley, g'day. Mark Osborne, hello. Chirpy, hello. David Ian Sykes, g'day. Paul, g'day. James P, g'day. Tea and Biscuits, hello. Scott and Tara, g'day. Just got a bit more red on those boards. Actually, that was the pressing job tonight before live stream. So that's sorted. Pretty tired actually. That's where I'm at. Hey Bill, good video from Bill earlier in the week. Excellent video. Big shout out for Rough Cut 2022, which you got a month on. 1 month. And yeah, a little giveaway there too, which sounds pretty exciting. Don't slam Mentos, no. I haven't been doing anything for energy. I've been going to bed early and getting up early. But it's all happening. Anyway, that's where we're at. Morning in Spain. Hey David. Morning from the Gold Coast. Bill's right, you need Coke for mine just to do anything. Stuck on it one way or another, Chirpy. Sorry about that. Hey Frank. I'm stuck on it one way or another too. Don't know. Apart from that, what else is there to report? I've got half these boards painted with red. There's a whole lot of red paint. It's miserable weather. It's not drying as well as it should. I'd love to see it dry, but I've only got half the one side and nearly all of them painted. Rollers registered in Queensland. There you go. That's the latest update. It's got plates. So that's all fixed. Road registered. So that takes a little bit of the hassle out of having it parked around. I've got body corporate on my case. That's the other thing, because they can't find anything in the bylaws that actually prohibits steamrollers in the car park. But there's not actually anything that's explicitly says that they can be, and there's nothing that says that they can't. And the next door neighbour, who's president of the Body Corp, who's a bit of a, put it this way, he's a boomer with lots of money and a shed full of cars that he visits once a week or something, and once a month probably in a caravan. And there's storage space there and an investment property, and he doesn't probably have to have anything in it or have it rented or anything because it's too, he doesn't really need to. That's fair enough. But we've got 3 parking spots here, and the roller's in one of them, and there's a trailer in another one, and there's a van in the other one. and someone's moved the van into John's parking spot, who's the president of the body corporate, and I don't know why or how or what they've done there, but he comes in today and he's upset because one of his parking spots has his arch enemy's car parked in it, because we don't see him any more than about once every 3 weeks, and it's usually late at night. And another one has this silver van in it, which is one of Dad's mates' vans, which is only going to be there for a week and a half or something anyway, here. But for some reason it's been moved from our parking spot. I don't know why. And it's all, yeah, he gets ranting and raging and making phone calls. So I've had phone calls about that too. So I'm probably going to... Hey, Craig. Anyway, I'm probably going to move it to the Vintage Machinery Society over at Pimpama, which is only 10 kilometres away, something like that, this weekend, which is a pain in that. But anyway, yeah, it's a bit of a nuisance, but I'm guessing it's going to get moved. And probably if someone wants to come and drive it for me, we could drive it over there, but there's no firewood. We have to get a load of firewood, and then that's messy, and then that probably contravenes some bylaws and things like that. And we need an escort vehicle and all that sort of stuff, and probably a permit, and it's really too much effort. So we'll just put on a truck, I guess. It's not hurting anything, it's tidy, it's sitting in there, it's right inside the car park. It's not like it's hanging over either way or anything else. If we wanted to, we could get something and move it 6 inches one way if we need to. But no one's really, everyone's sort of had issues about that. And it's certainly not the worst vehicle that we've had in the car park since I've lived here. There was a fire truck for a bit, for example, that I don't think was registered, and that was right in the middle, in the way, in the truck bay. So I don't know. There was Laurie's F250 with blown diff. It's been there was there for a month and a half in the truck bay as well, and no one said anything about that. But anyway, Bill's probably right. I don't think there's much they can do, except the landlord's getting upset because people are ringing her. So there's stuff she can do about it. And she give me a phone call and say, we're going to give you notice to vacate because I need the space for something else, and my circumstances have changed. And so, hey, Brendan. Anyway, I'm going to need you out by the end of the month. So that's where we're at with that. I'm guessing that Lorraine's probably... There are things that we can do to make life difficult for her if she makes life difficult for me, and I'm not really vindictive, but it might happen. But she hasn't thought it through particularly well. But anyway, I might have to sit down with her and have a talk to her about that. I've got to move the roller. It's not a big deal to do that. That's not the end of the world. I mean, moving the roller is not a big deal. And it was only going to be here till the 20th anyway. We had the truck booked for the 20th to take it to Dan's. And that's easy. But she seems to think that violating body corporate bylaws or whatever I've done is not redeemable. So she needs a space for storage, which is all she can do with this place. As far as I can see, she can't have anyone else in here. She probably has this thing in the back of her head that it's worth more money and that she can get someone and pay more money for it. and it's very nice of her to think that, but unless she turns up with rent receipts and GST receipts and things for rental, no one's going to run a business out of here, and no one's going to run a business out of here anyway, because the other party that lives here doesn't wake up till lunchtime and has got a lot of junk in the way, and she's got a lot of junk in the way too. Unless she moves it all, she's not going to get any more money. So, hey, Journeyman Randy. Dan, yeah, we sort of do. We're working on that. That's the official line. But we'll have a talk to you a bit in a minute about that, because there may be other things that we can do. I haven't really had time to even scratch myself about this weekend. I did start packing some boxes, so that's where I'm at with that. It's not really very useful to have a workshop here that I can't do any work in, so that's the other thing. And that's been going on for a little while, it's not really a workshop for that sort of work. Machine Z, that's kind of what I said. But Body Corporate's upset because someone pinched his parking spot, and the parking spot war's been going on for 6 months or 12 months or 5 years or something. And it doesn't look like it's going to be sort of ended anytime soon. So the reality is that, yes, she probably thinks that she can get someone in here with more money, but she probably can't either, I don't think. Someone might spend some more money, but there'll have to be 2 people to get the money. And yeah. Not in my budget, but it's possible to rent space for the workshop in my budget and then rent a shop or place separately. So it's possible to rent space for the roller in my budget, and that's something that we could do too. But anyway, we'll have a think about that. But I've been looking at places, and I would like somewhere that's a little bit more industrial. This is all very well, but it's all storage space, and it's not even light engineering. It's supposed to be a shipyard here by law. That's what it's zoned as. So it's all very well. And there's people out there who are quietly saying, well, why don't you buy something? You should buy something. Let's have a think about that for a minute. Right? We'll have a talk about that. If I buy something, right, is all very well when you've got a couple of breadwinners and you've got sort of a family to leave it to when you're gone, and someone to pay it off. We're finding in most countries now that loans is places like Japan and China and Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, and a lot of other places too in Europe. Home loans are transgenerational, so you take it out and then the next generation pays it off or deals with it. That's all very well, but I haven't got anyone, and I'm not very likely to have anyone that I would leave anything to. And if I did have a casual or any other sort of partner, I'm not sure you'd have to be pretty keen for them to be on the inheritance list when I do go. So if I was to buy somewhere, it'd mean taking out a fairly sizable loan, and that's probably not possible. However, doing that means that the only person that really benefits from this is the bank, because in the end of it, I take out a sizable loan, but I live, what am I, 45, and I live another 25 years, if that, 20 years, and I get my loan half paid off, right? Who's going to benefit from that? Hey, John. Mike from Cornwall, good day. So, yeah, who's going to benefit from that? No one. And instead of putting money into the economy, I'm putting it into the bank system and paying interest. The same people benefit from the whole deal. It's the boomers that have got bank shares, whether you rent from them or whether you actually... rent payments don't go up. Yeah, kind of. My Anna is still cheap. That'd be nice, Bill. I wouldn't mind that. If I had a job to go to, I would absolutely be down on my Anna. Interest rates are going to go up pretty sizable in the next 6 months. Wouldn't be surprised if you're paying 13%, 14%. So while it's not paying off, well, like nothing's going up, but the amount that you're paying back's going down. So that's sort of it. That's where we are. So to my mind, there's not much point in me getting a loan for a place when there isn't really anywhere anyway, and I can't get a commercial property loan because I can't officially live in it. So I'd have to have some equity in another property as well before I did that, and I'd have to be sort of seen to be collecting a little bit of revenue off it before anyone would even look at that. So as far as getting a workshop, yes, you'd probably get a house and with an attached workshop or whatever, but it doesn't really suit me particularly well. So let's have a rant about that. So as such, I've got a landlord here that's collecting cash and not actually putting anything through any books or reporting anything, I don't think. It'd be very, very doubtful if any of that's been reported. I haven't seen any receipts or invoices or anything for it. So the other thing is that if I do have to move out, probably someone's going to find out about the 30,000 that I've paid her in cash under the table. And I mean, you've got to have a think about that. If you're aware of that, well, I'm not saying I'm trying to use that as leverage, but if you think that through, then probably you might be a whole lot better not to sort of upset the status quo. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Yeah, there are people that would like to know about that. Buying aircraft carrier, Bill says, let's do it. Anyway, John's next door, he's kind of upset about the whole steamroller outside his shed thing. It's not outside his shed, it's on our parking lot, so there's not much he can do. It is registered, and it's kind of, there isn't very much you can do, but he can rant and rave and jump up and down all he likes. It's there for 3 weeks, and I've got a project, I'm doing some work on it. So, I mean, seriously, there was a camper van here the other day and someone was doing some work on it, and There's a forklift and a, you know, probably got the tidiest shed here. Anyway. That's my rant for the day. That's where I'm at. That's the stuff that's going through today. I haven't said too much about anything to anyone, but I've just sanded these boards back and I put another coat of red on them. I'd really like to get this assembled and on the roller before it goes on the 20th. That was the plan, and it was doable. But anyway, what have I bought from Hobson? There's a set of there's bolts there for the Jerome Schmidt. Belt grinder. Bill's right. The issue is that I've got to go somewhere where there's work too, and I mean work's jumping up and down because Sam did a stupid thing today, and I don't know really. I can't really say, hey, look, you did a stupid thing. He's the boss, but there was a till discrepancy this morning and this afternoon, and it was exactly the same as the one that he thought he fixed, only the opposite way around. So obviously it wasn't there to start with. He hasn't got round to that way of thinking yet, but he will. Hey, Russ Knox. Anyway, I've got dust here everywhere because I've been sanding primer and stuff and so forth and so on. I need to start putting stuff in the boxes. I guess I've got about 10 or 15 boxes packed. I guess I should have a talk to her and say, hey, look, what's happening? What's the story? What do you really want out of this? She rang and sort of said, you know, you've got to give your notice to leave. I'm sorry, I've been needing this space for something else. The second stage has changed. I need the storage for myself. That's all very well, but I know them well enough to know that they're probably having this space sitting here not making any money would be against everything that they believe. I mean, I think that'd give her a nervous breakdown, to be honest. It would have given Steve a nervous breakdown. So that's where I'm at. I guess the body corporate issues you've got with the steamroller sitting outside are minuscule compared to what you've got as far as body corporate issues go with a aircraft carrier in sort of Hobart Harbour or Sydney Harbour or Moreton Bay, you know. I'm thinking that the whole body corporate thing would be right out of hand then. But that's my thoughts on that. Roller's covered up. I did put a video up about it, and thanks everyone for watching it. Really appreciate that. Give you some sort of an idea. I haven't really seen a decent road steam walkover or walk-through video showing what everything does and where it all fits and what it all does. So I thought I'd upload that. I'm glad everyone sort of watched it, and thanks for the comments. Craig, you're right onto this. I mean, the shed with the caravan is probably where I'm going to end up, and that's not a crazy issue really. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I've just got to find the right one. And small plot of land in the commercial area doesn't happen. I mean, you can rent a hard stand. The cheapest real estate around here is a caravan in a caravan park, permanent for sale for 120,000. It's got a garden shed attached. Probably not much good to me. And there's $100 a week fees, or $130 or something a week fees to the caravan park. And it's not in the best neighbourhood. So, yes, it'd be nice to have a block of land, and there's some cheap block of lands around if you want to travel up the back here. The trouble is that with the floods and the rain, etc., and a triple El Nino, that for 6 months of the year, most of those little places with cheap rent and cheap land are underwater or cut off anyway. See, Brendan's down. Anyway, I've sort of that's where I'm at. That's the trouble. There's not much call for watch repairs anywhere, and I'm not sure I want to keep watch repairing. I mean, I could go driving trucks or something, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like I'm in a career that isn't making as much as I'm spending. Even just everyday living expenses. So I don't know. I think that's a lot of people now. I've got absolutely no idea what career that I would go to if I was going to change. I've got nothing. I really don't. But I'm at a point where twice as much money would be fantastic. But I think that's everyone. Pretty much. Anyway. The caretaker for the steam clubs was on the phone this morning, this afternoon, or an hour ago. Anyway, there's stuff going down there that might work, but it might give us a bit of breathing space anyway. But right now, I'm just over the whole stupid political body corporate thing, and I'm kind of over the whole stupid political steam club thing too. That's the other issue, is that it wouldn't take very much to say, get stuffed. You can do better than this to a steam club too. Anyway, I've joined a couple of them. Let's get a torch. Sick of sitting here. Sorry, guys. There we go. We've sat there and had a whinge. Thanks everyone for joining into the whinge. I'll move this now. We've got red paint here everywhere, which is awesome. Slowly. It's red paint on one side of most of it and two sides of some of it. So we'll get there eventually. Dan's right on that. The best steam club's one that's not, but they don't pay well. So here we go. We've still got one car park spot there, right, for number 9. There we go. Number 9. That's not an issue with anyone. I don't know why there's a car park spot there, because these vehicles belong to number 9. There's a trailer there that belongs to one of Dan's mates, has been there for 6 months. and it'll probably be there for another 6 months because no one's doing anything with it or can be bothered. It's full of junk. It's storage. I don't know whether they're paying rent or what, but anyway, that's there. We've got a Fowler 10-ton roller, which is pretty tidy and it's all covered up. It's not really a hardship there. It's within the lines there nicely. Let's have a torch. Oh crap. There we go. It's hanging over 6 inches there. And like it's probably hanging over 4 inches there. So it's not doing too bad. There's a roller in there, covered up. I'll just get up here by change of scenery. So the tarp was free, it's on there. It's all right. It's reflective. We're sitting up here on the step on the side of the cylinder. Hey Kimmer. And I don't know, you can't see much, so I'm sorry about that. It's a bit dark. Anyway, so I'm a bit annoyed about all this actually. I really am. I'm a bit over it. The whole, and it's all just stupid politics. That's all it is. It's nothing else. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't put a foot wrong really. I've got a roller sitting here in the yard, but it's tidy and it's only going to be here for a few weeks. And I've got a job going on inside for it, so that's where I'm at. Yeah, it's not hurting anything, you know. It's got a tarp over it. It's tied down and sheeted up pretty well. By the time it leaves here, I'd like to say it's going to have a canopy on it. But yeah, I have to have a talk to them, and no one's bothered to approach me directly except the landlord. Lorraine rang. Sort of, this arrived here Saturday afternoon, and she rang Friday afternoon, and then she rang Saturday morning, and then the body corporate president's been shooting off his mouth to everyone. There's whether that'll change when I get some number plates on it. But hey Nigel. But I do have number plates to put on it as of lunchtime tomorrow, with any luck and a good downwind. So it can go up here to Pimpamar, and for a bit of a donation they'll store it for me for a few weeks or a month or whatever. The bay to keep it in up there on the club house is only $1,000 a year, so there's that too, but which is $20 a week. You know, I can live with that. But as far as everyone's getting upset because I don't think they can do very much. And I guess I ring John and say, hey, look, what seems to be the problem? What issue are you having with it? Where does it say I can't have it? And would it help if I put number plates on it? It's not dripping oil even, like seriously. Craig's spot on. It's not an unexpected attitude from someone who wants to be president of a body corp. That's exactly right. We can go to social media and blow it up, but seriously. I'm Lorraine's way of, the landlord, her way of dealing with it is just to say, oh, well, we take off and that's it. I'll find someone else. Which sort of works, but it doesn't work for me because if I've got to get out in 5 weeks, it's okay. I mean, that's fine. But that gives me, 10 days spare time to sort that out. And to sort this out, I honestly had other things that I was going to do with my 10 spare days in the next month. But anyway, I'm going to have to take a week off work, and however I use that, I don't know. I really don't know. But that's where we are. Are we going to do some road work with it? No, I don't think so. Not here anyway. It will go on to a location where some road work is very, very seriously desirable, and we might even get to that. But at this point, no. It's nice out here, actually. It's really nice outside. James is probably right. This probably would work. But realistically, it's tidy. It's not dripping oil even. There are vehicles here that make more of a mess in the car park than this. It's not wet here. We had some rain last night, but not a lot. Rain last night and this morning, but it's quite good here. And I'm more than happy just to have the thing sitting here. But anyway. Yeah. I'm more concerned about my front end headstock casting than people's houses, to be honest. I really don't think that it's as good for bowling over houses as you might think. Yeah, Paul, that's the other thing. It's not really to that level, but I think it'd be very nice if you turned up here on Tuesday and asked me about it. As we were unloading it, there's a car drove through, and it may have been him. I don't know who it was, but anyway. That's kind of where we're at with that, Craig. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know what to do. Don't really have an easy answer. But I've got a machine that's not dripping oil. It's not really doing anyone any harm. It's within the lines. Fits on the parking spot. The only real issue is that the silver van that used to be up there, and for some reason someone's moved down here onto John's parking spot. Now, I can't imagine that anyone would have moved it there without ringing him and asking him. I mean, that's just bizarre that anyone would put something like that on someone's parking spot without asking them. But anyway. Yeah, well, that's right. It could be a horse or a cow or something. That's right. So everyone here in the complex is down with it, and it's not really a problem. And we've talked about it before I come in, etc., etc., etc. I haven't talked about it with John because I haven't seen John, and he doesn't turn up unless he's sort of got an issue. Well, I don't even know if it's that, Craig, because like there's nice vehicles in here all the time, and I've got mates with shops here that's what they do is detail and like armor plate and they do like ceramic coatings on cars and detail and wrap and all that sort of stuff. That's kind of what they're up for. And there's nice cars in here all the time. And I turn a blind eye a bit because there are people who park in our car park spots, and this is the first time they've ever been full. And all of a sudden it's an issue. No, Paul, nothing serious like that. No one's hit the roller. Anyone with any brains won't go anywhere near it. Get the roller detailed. Well, yeah, and I had every intention of giving it a steam clean while it was here because it's right next to the drainage pit here, and I was going to give it a good clean up and steam clean all the concrete and everything else as well, and so on and so forth. Probably put the cladding back on it and a canopy on it, but I haven't got time to do that now if I've got to move out. That's where we're at. So there's plenty of room around here. I can find somewhere to put it. That's not a big deal. No rental agreement or lease. No, I haven't signed anything. Tan biscuits, awesome. But that's true, Craig. Anyway, in the 18 months I've lived here, I haven't used any of the car park spots. And I don't know. I really don't know. Well, some of them do, James. That's right. I do work for just about all the other tenants. And I'm always... There's always someone coming in with a milling job or a drill job or a machining job or something like that, and we do work for each other. There's little jobs that need fixing. And I'm very happy to do that and to continue doing it. But apparently this isn't the answer. Anyway, I'm going to have a talk to Bob in the morning, 2 doors down, and see how he got away with having a fire truck here for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, or whatever it was. Paul, you're right. I think that she can't boot me with 5 weeks' notice. I think she's got to boot me with a bit more. And probably I could chase it up and spend some time researching it and find out. There's a rental advisory board that I could talk to, but I don't know if that makes things better or worse somehow. What I'd just like to do is stop on, get this out of here in 3 weeks, like I said I was going to, and have no more problems. Anyway. But yeah, there's always a current affair. I don't know if I can be bothered being appearing on current affair, but the car parks are a bit contentious. It's a real pain in the ass, really. And it's not particularly secure. We had a fence cut here last week on the weekend, and I went over and wired up the fence on Sunday morning. I haven't told anyone that yet. But it's not the ideal place to leave it, and it'll be here for a couple of weeks, and that's about it. We'll talk about it, but we might be able to gain ourselves another month before it comes down there too. That's the other option. I wanted to have it down there for your birthday on the 15th, but if I've got to spend a week at some point getting stuff sorted here, I might not be down there on the 15th either. So we'll see how we go with that. It's really messed me up. But Sunday's going to be out and about day, and I won't get much done, to be honest. Well, there are places in Brisbane. Absolutely, there are places in Brisbane that are commercial. Like there's whole blocks of man caves, and you just sort of, that's how they're marketed. They've got like live-in quarters and space for toys, and that's very, very popular in Brisbane. There's quite a few of them, but most of them are owner live-in ones. Anyway, the Gold Coast Council are pretty down on that. So if I've got to move to Yatala where it's a little bit more relaxed, I probably will. But we'll see how we go. I like a place to live, but I like a hot shower. Otherwise, I'm really not that fussed about where I live, honestly. Comfortable bed and a hot shower is where I'm at. And if I was to stack everything out in the shed and go through it and start getting rid of stuff, a downsize wouldn't hurt. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. That's what's happening. Could affect Dan too. I haven't spoken to him this week, to be honest. I really can't be bothered having that conversation yet. I will at some point. That's a bit sort of avoidist, but that's what's happened. I haven't seen him really. He's there, but I'm suspected he hasn't really done anything wrong. I'd be happy to have Dan come along for half the rent. That'd be okay, but he ain't paying half of it either. He's only paying about a quarter of it. That's the other thing. Not even that. And the trouble is that this place is worth about 650, 700,000. So even if you were to say, hey, look, I'll buy it, it's a very, very difficult place to find yourself. It means that I've got to work until I'm 70, until I'm dead, basically, to make it work. I'll probably do anyway, but we'll see. Really need to do something with these porcupine bolts. Move that round there and try not to drop it. See these? Someone's put these bolts in here upside down. Well, it's the way, they're the right way up. This is the way they're supposed to be in the headstock here. They're studs, they're not bolts. Well, actually, they might be bolts. But someone's put them the wrong way up, or this way up. And they've left 3/4 of an inch of thread sticking out, see? Looks a bit ugly. So really they just want a washer on top of them, then cutting off to the level of the washer, grinding down and a coat of paint on it. And that would look a lot tidier. This also needs replacing because I don't think this is probably an original. It might be original and the other one's not, but I think it wants a brass greaser on here. All little jobs. All pretty achievable little jobs, to be honest. Craig, you're right, it is cheaper than a house, but for just the unit is about $650 it's worth. But even if you owned it, that's right, Body Corporate still got you, still trying to, they're still having a little political war here, whoever owns it. But if I did own it, the roller would go inside, no worries at all. It'd just be inside the door and no one would have to know. So there's that too. There's another place across the, give you some idea, right? There's a commercial place across the road about the same size, a little bit bigger. Not much bigger, probably 5-6 square meters bigger. And it's ready to go as corporate lease. There's no storage stuff in the corners or anything else like that. They want about $1,200 a week for it, so they want $57,000 a year, and that's a pretty crazy sort of a figure. Anyway, I've had a whinge. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I'm probably going to call this. We'll catch up next week. There'll probably be a video before then, I hope. And I've got to do some rough cut video as well. I've got to get all this stuff painted red. And I've got to go and find a home for this next week too. So anyway, so it's going to be a fairly big week. I've got tomorrow, I've got to go and sort stuff out. I've got a passport that expired that it's got to be renewed in the next week. So I'll go and do that. And thanks for listening to the whinge. But we will at some point. We might have some answers by next week, I hope. It's where I'd like to be. And anyway, take care, guys. Be kind to each other, especially to me. And I might give you a ring, Dan, if you're still up. Righto, I'm out.